Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Silent Calls Tarot. I'm Nini, and I'm going to do a collective energy read. It's not for any specific sign, but it's for whoever is guided to these messages. All of my information for contacting me is available in the description box below. It'll be the link to my website as well as my email address so you can have direct contact with me. So I was watching this movie, The Land Before Time, you know, the cartoon that we usually watch. Well, we've watched in our younger years, or I watched in my younger years, and I was looking at it, and they were showing how they were going on this journey, and they were on this journey to go to the Great Valley, and basically they were going to this place of like peace, this place of like pretty much what they consider as like the promised land, the place of fruit and vegetation, the place of fertility, a place where lack does not exist. And they were showing how as these people were on this journey to, well, as these dinosaurs or whatever, these animals were on the way on their journey to the Great Valley, they were going through different challenges, and they had different obstacles and different things that came about, like the ground was crumbling before their eyes as they were walking, but they had to continue on this journey. They had to continue going. And with that, they were pretty much showing me, well, I was pretty much seeing how, you know, they say, I think it's like Psalms 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me, thou prepares a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. But they were showing how we all go through different things throughout life, but we all are seeking like this promised land, or this place of peace, this place of fertility, this place of the desires of our hearts being fulfilled. And this is the journey that they were on. Okay, they had me to write, the world as they knew was shifting before their eyes, assessing the Akash Empress, Woman Like Me, Adele. That's the song, A Woman Like Me, in Woman Like Me by Adele. And they had me to write, worth consistency is key. Now with that, she was, in her song, she was pretty much showing how she was recognizing her worth. She was recognizing her power and recognizing the different things that she should have, or I would say she should give access into her life, and the thing that she should, you know, cut out of her life. But she was seeing how consistency was something that she needed for. Come back! Y'all, sorry, I'm at the park with my baby and he trying to run away with the other kids. But how consistency was necessary to be I would say to keep her in a place of wanting to be with you, or be with that person, or be at a job. She needed that level of consistency. Okay, and with the Akash and the Empress thing that they had me to write, I was looking at I think I was watching like a channeling, or I was listening to this channeling, and in there he was speaking about how we have energetic fields surrounding us, and we have the ability to tap into these energetic fields to find out different things about ourselves, and how instead of us seeking outside of ourselves for answers, we should be looking deeper into our own intellect, or our own Akash, our own subconscious minds, and finding the answers that we seek, and, you know, questioning yourself and looking deeper within yourself for the answers, rather than looking outside of yourself, like recognizing your own power, your own value, your own worth, and seeing how your world can shift right before your eyes when you recognize these things. Okay, they had me to write, this is why we heal, surviving life as an empath, caregiver, humanitarian, real story about being charitable through. Okay, now through through the writing that I wrote about, I was at work, and there was this woman. She came up to to purchase different things, and she was speaking about how she was able to give in a time in which we consider it to be like a pandemic or something. Y'all, a bumblebee just flew in here, and I was like, that's a sign, but come as another form, please. Here it is right here. Woo. Okay, we got him gone. But that fertility, growth, abundance, but how she was abundant, she was showing how she was able to give and be giving and be caring and be loving in a time in which we are what they make it seem like we're supposed to be in such a fear mentality, we're supposed to be in a lack mentality, we're supposed to be holding on to everything that we have. But being empathetic in a time in which those that do not have things, you can give to them, and you can still give even though you may not have all the things that you feel you should have. they were pretty much showing me how we should still be able to love no matter what is going on around us. Okay, they had me to write dropping karma so that other generations don't genetically carry karma, assessing the Akash. And with that, they were showing me pretty much, because with what I do in different things throughout my days and whatnot, I see a lot of people that are like, they're angry or bitter and miserable because of things that they did in their lives, rather than them changing the dynamic or shifting the dynamic or shifting their energy to attract better things. They stay in this filth or like this gunk of just and they project this out to others, but not recognizing that they project these energies out to their younger generations or generations that are to come from their bloodline or whatnot. But seeing how you can change things within your life that can shift things for generations to come and for your children and their children's children, but being that example, they say example of a leader. They had me to write complete connection within the body, belief and power thereof, and the power thereof. The programmer controls the game. Now, when I wrote this, they were showing me about, I think it was about the Matrix. They were talking about the Matrix and how in the Matrix, the realization of Neo's realization was that he was I lost train of my thought. But seeing how that his ability to control the game was okay, let that up. But seeing how he was in control of the game and him being able to be in control of the game was the pretty much the thing that he needed to know to be able to go forward in life. Seeing that what he thought had a reaction in the outside world, what he did had a reaction in the outside world, and seeing how he was the programmer of his own reality, allowing him to manifest. Okay, this song, they had me to write this song down. I'm gonna play part of it. I have a lot of distractions coming through now. I no one usually comes to this park either, but I'm gonna keep going. Okay, this song is called Need to Breathe, and it's called Testify. I'm gonna let the ad go by first. My baby done made friends, Lord. He will run away with other kids. I hate to stop him. Okay, this is the song. It's called Testify by Need to Breathe.
Give me your heart, give me your song, sing it with all your might. Come to the fountain and you can be satisfied. There is a peace, there is a love, you can get lost inside. Come to the fountain and let me hear you testify. Into the wild canyons of you. Oh, there's a world to fall into. Wages will dance like kids on the moon. Oh, I will give myself to you. As soon as you start to let go, give me your heart, give me your soul, sing it with all your might. Come to the fountain and you can be satisfied. There is a peace, there is a love, you can get lost inside. Come to the fountain and let me testify.
Okay, that song is called Testify by Need to Breathe. Now with this, they had me to write making all things new, harvest, reimbursement, self-mastery, and they had me to write the movie Kung Fu Panda. And in that, pretty much they were showing me pretty much about the master of your own reality and you recognizing this power within yourself. How Poe had to go through different experiences to gain lessons and gain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of himself, but also the outside world, and seeing how the outside world reflected how he felt about himself to him, and seeing how by him recognizing his own power, his own worth, and his own value, he was able to create a world in which he was able to live at peace in. Master of self controls the outcome of their world. Okay, they had me to write, I looked for God and found me, the lesson of discernment, telling the difference between truth and lies, grace, gravity, floats, flow, the real eye. How does a blind man see? That's going to be the name of this reading. How does a blind man see? Now, with this, they had me to reflect on my own experiences in life and my own life overall itself, and seeing how, with all the lessons and all the experiences that I did go through and learn from, I was able to recognize myself and see my own value and see my own power, and see how the things that were going on in my life, I was creating these things, and I was making myself available for these things to occur in my life without knowing that these lessons were going to be learned, or were I had the ability to learn lessons or to just continue in a cycle. So in this cycle, it was pretty much, well, in this season, it was pretty much like I was learning the cycle of discerning between my own truth and my own lies, and seeing how pretty much how I can deceive myself in certain ways, and how I can tell my truth, pretty much a level of trusting myself. And in this, I would say I completed this cycle. I still have my days in which I teeter-totter back and forth, but I still know better now, so I do better. But in this, I was seeing how, like, with different things, I hold on, let me see how I'm gonna put this. With different things that I allowed into my life, like, they've come back around. I don't know if it was the retrograde or whatnot, but they've come back around. And in this time, it was like I experienced them in a different way. I saw things differently. I saw a lot of things that I didn't see before, and I was able to recognize and realize what was true to be in my life, what was there to stay, and what needed to go, and what I wanted to. You know how they say you could love something so much that you would want to hold on to it, like, for dear life, but seeing how, like, if you love something enough, if it's for you, with you letting it go, it'll return. And if it's not, it was better off not being in your life. That was something that I had to experience, and it was hard, y'all. It was hard because, like I say, when I love deeply, but there's a different level of love that I'm expressing now. I'm able to love on a distant level more so than having to deal with you to love you. Eclipsing, they say eclipsing out things in your life that are not necessary to go. Now, they had me to write this song, You Say, by Lauren Daigle, and they had me to write Health Strong, Yours, Known Before Birth, Formation, Full Moon Baby, Healing All My Wounds. I'm going to play this song, and then I may pull from the tarot deck that I have here in my car to see what other messages we need to receive. Okay, here it is. Make sure the ad goes by first. My baby loves everybody. He's so living. And they just be so attracted to him.
In my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know.
That song is called You Say by Lauren Daigle. I think that's how you say her name. Okay, but with that song, even with all the different things that were like metaphors in the reading and the movies and different things, the different songs that they brought to my attention, they was pretty much showing about believing in yourself to be able to see these things manifest into your life and manifest into your reality. But seeing how you believing in yourself is something that is necessary for you to create, for you to influence others. That's what they're showing me, like an influence. There's power behind your belief. Pretty much about, it's like pretty much realizing your worth, realizing your power and standing in your power. But it takes you realizing it, and maybe even though others may see this in you, it takes you believing in yourself, you realizing these things, and you accepting who you are and your true essence, your full being, and being able to create on this level of knowing, on this level of faith, this level of trusting of self. That's what they're showing me here. Trusting yourself to move forward, trusting yourself to create, trusting yourself to be fertile and be fruitful here. But it's like you're releasing a sense of lack, a sense of insecurity about your own power. Okay, I have oracle cards. Well, these are my oracle cards. They're animal cards, but we're going to pull 3 and see what spirit wants to show us, and then I'm going to end this reading. I may do another reading later, probably so. Okay, can you give me 3 cards? And I do thank you for this opportunity. Okay, when we have the python, and the python, they're having me to read the first line. It's one of the largest snakes in the world. The biggest species can eat a pig or a kangaroo whole. The python is a constrictor. It does not use venom to kill its prey. It strangles its meal in its muscular coils. Pythons remain hidden and motionless in ambush until ready to strike an approaching animal. Now, how they're showing me this, they're showing me this as an energy here. But more so like how they say, when you know better, you do better. Say you're in a situation in which you usually always just act, or you react based upon what is going on, and rather than you thinking before you take action. This is a cycle in which you're closing out this moving before you think here. You're it's like you're switching the. They're showing me like how they switch letter words and sentences to make them mean different things here. Instead of think before act, instead of acting before thinking, you're not thinking before acting here. And it shifts. They keep saying like a paradigm shift here. It's like you're experiencing things you've already experienced here, but there's a different side of it, the experience that you're experiencing here. I don't even know if that makes sense, but they're showing me like you're in the same situations or similar situations here. You have similar actions that can be taken, similar thoughts here, but there's a rethinking, a redoing, they're showing me like a renewal here. There's a renewal in who you are, so these circumstances are no longer the same here. You act and you think differently in these situations, so the outcome becomes different. What you say to me, yes, I believe. And even that's something that's crazy, because that kind of hit home with me. Like a lot of different things that I've been experiencing just this last week or so, they've been situations in which I've had to think before I just make a decision, or think before I just jump into something, think before I just move. But being able to recall, or being able to go within myself and see and feel and be in touch with how I truly feel about the situation before I just respond, or before I just do something here. We have this is the wildebeest, I think. Wild cattle. That's what it said wild beast means wild cattle in Afrikaans. A gnu can go without water for 5 days. Gnus are a primary food for predators such as lions here. Like your naivety here. No longer being naive to situations, because you think before you act, think before you do. It's like clarity of your own flaws, things that They're showing me like self-deception, things and ways in which you deceive yourself, going back to that deception, being able to see how you were deceived and how you deceived yourself in situations, and no longer making decisions that will lead you into this deception. There's a different outcome of things. You're thinking differently to get a different outcome. Like how they say, when you know better, you do better. So you know better, so now that you know better, you are doing better. Can we get one more card for advice? And I do thank you for this opportunity. He swear he a big kid. Ooh, me and his nose ring. Can we get one more card? And we do thank you for the opportunity. We have the saltwater crocodile. This is the largest reptile in the world. Like most crocodiles, the salty lives in freshwater, rivers, and swamps. However, it is also able to swim from island to island through ocean salt water, can leap from the water to capture prey on shore. Their stealth and power brings down animals, which they kill in order to in an underwater death row. Crocodiles may seem to have a welcome grin, but do not get too friendly. Now with this saltwater crocodile, they're showing me how they don't look, well, they look dangerous. Yeah, they do. But more so like they don't attack unless they're threatened or they feel threatened. They hold their power, they hold their power, and they're more so like an animal of moving in silence until you fuck with them here. That don't get too friendly is what's standing out. They started playing clean up what I messed up. You gotta clean up what I messed up. Starting my life over again. I don't even know that song, but I've heard it before. Clean up what I messed up. And even going back to that renewal and how you're acting differently in the situations that are being presented to you, rather than you acting or responding in the same ways. There's like a newness to you here. But it's an adjustment to this reality that you are creating. So I'm going to leave this here, 222-223, and take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't. All of my information for contacting me is available in the description box below. My website will be linked in the description box below. I do have jewelry available. Yes. Thank you all for visiting. Let Spirit guide you with these messages. Bye.